Today we are taking a look at Rimuru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime the movie, Tears of the Azure Sea. This is the figure by Banpresto. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is a prominent fantasy anime franchise originating from a popular light novel. The overarching narrative follows an ordinary corporate worker who tragically passes away and awakens as a slime in another world. Rimuru Tempest serves as the central protagonist and the highly compassionate, visionary leader of the rapidly expanding Jura Tempest Federation. Armed with immense magical abilities and unique evolutionary skills, he proudly establishes a peaceful nation uniting various diverse monster species. Today's highlights for this figure are the massive spreading wings, the intricate textural clothing separation, and the dynamic ambient flow of the hair and jacket. The massive textured wings and the elegantly flowing jacket hem combine to construct an overwhelming sense of physical volume and commanding structural presence. These distinct, expansive elements extend far outward from the central character, permanently ensuring the intricate sculpt possesses a deeply striking, imposing, and unforgettable silhouette from all possible viewing angles. A careful textural separation continuously exists between the smooth, flowing jacket, the tightly compressed inner shirt, and the dense, highly detailed tall boots. The sweeping dynamic flow of the deeply layered hair and the heavily billowing jacket powerfully contrast the calm, grounded stance featuring tightly crossed arms. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The character's face establishes a quiet and serene impression, anchored by a notably calm expression that conveys measured confidence. Moving down to the subtle mouth line, the narrow and fine shape ensures the portrait remains understated rather than overly aggressive. The eyes are beautifully formed, featuring a sharp gaze paired with an extended upper eyelid that captures a sense of focused intensity. This steady alignment and bright accenting bring profound life to the face, securing the portrait as the clear focal point of the upper body. The subtle emotional synthesis of the fine mouth and the sharp, bright eyes creates a portrait that feels deeply contemplative yet powerful. The hair cascades vividly around the head, painted in a consistent light blue with matte finish that resists distracting reflections. The intensely detailed sculpt features deeply falling front bangs that overlap in complex layers to frame the upper face beautifully. Additional side strands wrap seamlessly toward the chest, creating thick, structured boundaries around the cheeks. Meanwhile, the separated rear bundles sweep backward dynamically, dividing into distinct points at their terminal ends. The clever styling effectively splits the volume into separate moving clusters, avoiding the appearance of a single solid block. The distinct strands flow backward from the crown, spreading outward to deliberately avoid any physical intersection with the massive wing bases. This sophisticated architectural layout adds significant width to the upper profile and generates continuous, uninterrupted motion from the forehead all the way to the back. A striking textural contrast occurs between the smooth, matte surface of the light blue hair and the sharply detailed eyes. Such contrasting elements enhance the character's focused gaze while allowing the flowing locks to maintain a soft, natural density. The layered complexity ensures the head remains continuously visually engaging, balancing quiet facial composure with the sweeping momentum of the surrounding strands. The upper body attire begins with a fitted inner top featuring a yellow line that decisively marks the central vertical axis. Surrounding the neck, a sturdy outer collar encloses a deeply sculpted fur collar, establishing excellent depth and distinct layering. This dual-layered construction creates a firm boundary that isolates softer interior textures from the rigid outer garment. The inner fabric pulls tightly along the torso, showcasing realistic compression wrinkles that map out the slim underlying physique. In stark contrast, the sweeping outer jacket drapes loosely from the clean shoulders, cascading downward before finishing in heavy outward fluttering at the wide hem. This dynamic structural variance ensures the torso maintains a straight, stable center alignment beneath intricately crossed arms. One arm is raised and firmly crossed over the chest, possessing relaxed fingers that drape casually over the fabric. The other arm rests underneath, featuring curled fingers tucked neatly into the sleeve folds. Both sleeves remain consistently tight around the forearms, displaying prominent compression wrinkles before terminating in sharp, short outer cuffs. A striking textural separation persists between the smooth, billowing sections of the jacket and the tightly compressed inner shirt. Further emphasizing the materials, the soft surface of the fur collar distinguishes itself clearly from the smooth planes of the high jacket collar. The sturdy waist is secured by a thick belt anchored by a prominent central metallic buckle that handles the fabric's flow. The vibrant yellow line continues smoothly beneath the metallic hardware, maintaining proper visual alignment from the upper chest down through the abdomen. The quietly crossed arms form a contained pose that powerfully grounds the core, effectively balancing the massive wings erupting from the back. These deliberate choices in sculpted texture, fabric tension, and layered clothing guarantee the upper body feels consistently rich, sophisticated, and structurally complete. The lower body transitions smoothly from the waist as the loose pants balloon comfortably around the thighs. The generous fabric gathers naturally into deep, heavy folds at the knees before securing tightly into the tops of the tall boots. A crisp central panel line travels down the front of the legs, surrounded by intersecting diagonal folds that emphasize the volume and relaxed fit of the protective fabric. The expansive jacket hem billows forcefully outward behind the character, creating complex waves and sharp peaks that contrast beautifully with the enclosed shape of the pants. This sweeping external motion ensures the leg lines are partially obscured and then dramatically revealed, adding flowing momentum to the lower silhouette. Below the neatly folded fabric cuffs, the footwear consists of tall, robust boots featuring rounded toes and structured vertical lace-up steps along the outer sides. A dense, intricate texturing spreads continuously across the surface of the boots, introducing a distinct material finish that effectively separates the rigid footwear from the softer matte cloth. The pose features one leg planted firmly forward, bearing the character's weight with quiet, steady stability. The other leg is pulled backward, establishing a pronounced forward stride and an undeniable sense of dynamic physical intent. The thick, defined soles and elevated heels of the boots ground the stance while simultaneously contributing varying heights to the front and rear footprints. Enhancing the vast silhouette, the massive bat-like wings spread powerfully from the back, displaying deep radial bone structures and finely textured physical membranes. The rear hem of the sweeping jacket flutters entirely independently from these huge wings, introducing dual, overlapping layers of intense outward motion. This figure is approximately 25 centimeters tall, that's about 9.8 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can, that's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Rimuru Tempest by Banpresto stands out for its massive vertical volume and intricate textured layering. Rooted in the original attire, the visual core relies strongly on the huge wings spreading from the back and the long light blue hair splitting the front silhouette. The face forms a quiet expression with an understated mouth, but the narrow eye shapes and finely detailed golden irises retain a striking sharpness inside that profound calm. Trailing backward, the long hair divides into fine tips that completely clear the outer edges of the wings, ensuring an unbroken visual flow from the head to the rear. Through the confident torso twist and the tightly crossed arms, the front posture remains fully enclosed while simultaneously driving the body lines horizontally outward. The inner top features a sharp yellow central line beneath the thick belt and the heavy jacket, effortlessly separating the straight vertical axis from the expansive outer clothing. While the jacket stays relatively smooth across the shoulders, the lower hem billows intensely outward, drawing highly distinct fluid curves against the massive wings to produce an incredibly rich back profile. Furthermore, the finely pitted membranes and deep skeletal lines scattered across the expansive wings introduce an entirely different textural information set, ensuring the surrounding stretched silhouette is as captivating as the figure. Tracing the design, the viewing path naturally travels from the face to the hair, sweeps sideways across the spreading wings, rushes down the fluttering jacket, and finally settles on the staggered leg stance. The flaring hair, horizontal wings, backward rushing hem, and offset leg sweep unify perfectly, producing a monumental vision of active, continuous motion. The precise dual neck structure, the imposing fabric volume, and the dense outfit details traveling down to the heels interlock seamlessly to generate an unbroken, absolute physical presence. Because of that, fans of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime or Rimuru Tempest will definitely enjoy this piece. With that focus, collectors who appreciate complex, multi-layered attire and sweeping massive silhouettes should find it a worthy addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.